Writing a Fractured Fairy Tale for Kids, Episode 8, Ending Draft. A fractured fairy tale is a story that is based on a classic fairy tale, except for it changes something important. It could change the characters, setting, point of view, problem, or solution. In today's lesson, we will be writing an ending rough draft. When writing your ending, make sure you describe events in order. Explain the story's lesson, use transition words, and use dialogue to make the characters speak. In previous lessons, we planned out our story's characters, setting, beginning, middle, and end events. Make sure that you have this information handy because it will make the drafting process much easier. Before writing my ending, I must reread my beginning and middle draft to make sure that my ending makes sense. Here's my beginning. Once upon a time, there was a little robot named Robolox. Robolox was so curious and loved exploring the beautiful world around her. One day, she wandered into a neighborhood with big houses. "I've never been inside a house before," said Robolox. "I'm ready for an adventure." "Let's go in this one," she shouted as she entered a large white home belonging to the Snow family. In the Snow family, there was Mr. Snow, Mrs. Snow, and their 5-year-old son, Charlie. The family had just left their home to go for a walk around the neighborhood, and they didn't lock their door. Now let's reread the middle. Robolox smelled something yummy when she entered. She saw 3 slices of pizza at the kitchen table. The first piece she tried was too spicy. The second piece was too cheesy. The last slice was just right, so she gobbled it up. "That was delicious," said Robolox. Next, Robolox saw paint and an easel. She tried painting, but didn't like it very much. Next, Robolox saw a football. She tried to play, but it was too lonely. Finally, she saw some blocks and built a huge castle. Robolox felt tired after all that playing, so she looked around for a charger. First, she tried connecting to the Xbox, but that didn't work. Next, she tried connecting to a Kindle charger, but that didn't work either. Finally, she found an iPad charger. "This is perfect," she said. Now I can start writing my ending draft. Here are some reminders to keep in mind when writing my ending. I need to describe events in order, explain the lesson, and use dialogue and transition words. Okay, here's my ending. The Snow family arrived home and noticed that their front door was open. "That is strange," said Mr. Snow. Then they entered the kitchen and saw that someone had eaten their pizza. "Someone ate all my cheese pizza," cried Charlie. They decided to call the cops and search the house for any more damage. "Someone painted a picture and built a castle out of blocks," noticed Mrs. Snow. "Maybe the intruder was a kid," said Charlie. "What is that bright red light coming from beneath the desk?" asked Mrs. Snow. Mr. Snow carefully walked toward the light and looked down to discover a cute little robot plugged into an iPad charger. Mr. Snow unplugged the charger and pressed the button on the robot's head. I've described some of the events, but I haven't really explained the lesson or really solved the problem. I need to keep writing. "Hello, I am Robolox. Thank you for the pizza," said the robot in a friendly voice. "You are welcome, but you cannot go into someone's home without their permission," said Mr. Snow. Robolox apologized, and when the police arrived, Mr. Snow explained how it was a misunderstanding. Charlie asked his parents if Robolox could live with them because he had nowhere else to go. "I will be very helpful," said Robolox. Mr. and Mrs. Snow agreed that it sounded like a great idea. The Snow family and Robolox all learned that you can become friends with unexpected creatures. And that's my story! Remember, writers, it is important to take time to keep your papers organized. So far, we have written a beginning draft, a middle draft, and an ending draft. Next, we will begin the editing process.